I just recorded a great video talking about growth leadership in times of crisis. The problem is I didn't hit record. So somewhere out in the universe, there's 4 minutes of me talking about growth leadership where I'm in my zone, but I don't have it for you. I think it's a great reminder of how long this crisis is and that we have to give ourselves a break and we're going to make mistakes. This isn't like other crises that we've had before. This is a consistent crisis and people are getting worn down and no one is immune to that. So in America, we know that approximately 40 million people have anxiety disorders. And the more anxiety we have, the more compromised our immune systems are and the more pressure we put on our healthcare systems because there's more sickness and disease. So we can do our part to flatten the anxiety curve. And the way to do that is to have a growth leadership perspective. And what that means is it's people first focused. By starting with yourself and being people focused, you can be stronger and a more impactful leader and make better decisions. The other thing is to simplify your messages. Be as concise and clear as possible. And then the third thing is every day, do one thing where you're stockpiling positive experiences. And we use the frame, learn, laugh, and love. So every day, spend 15 minutes doing something where you're either learning or you're laughing or you're loving yourself or spreading love to other people. That gives our brains a break and allows us to have more positive experiences to combat what we're going through with this crisis. The other thing I'll say is that for people in the healthcare profession, we're seeing a lot of anxiety and stress because the stress of having to focus in the moment and be able to help people and then go home and they may or may not be able to see your loved ones. So what I say about this is showing your support, doing things that healthcare people know that you realize what they're going through them and finding a way to thank them. We also do something where it's in hospital or at home and different things that healthcare professionals can do in the hospital, such as having cue words and leveraging sports psychology, doing deep breathing, having a guiding metaphor, something that gets you through those moments and gets you put back together to be there on the front lines with patients. And then at home, making sure that you're recognizing what's going on, where you're stressed, and then you're hitting the reset button and getting yourself in a place where you're pausing some of the anxiety and you're doing something outside of what you typically would do to remind yourself there are better times to come. And then rebuilding yourself and doing something that is going to build yourself up so you're ready to go back in the next day. I know I just told you a lot there, but there are great resources out there. One of them is the Society of Consulting Psychology's Task Force. You can find us on LinkedIn. There's a lot of resources there, and psychologists are uniquely permissioned to help us through this time. I know when I have questions to ask around how to manage a crisis or how to work with businesses and create the most positive systems, I reach out to my colleagues at SCP, and I think that they're really on the forefront of helping with this crisis. So there are plenty of resources there. There are free resources on holdthedoor.com where you could download resources that help you find what buffer the impact of negative events such as a crisis and trauma and help you grow through the experience. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.